You know, the first time I saw Nightmare on Elm Street, you wanna know what my first impression was? Wow, this movie would be infinitely better if only Freddy was a sexy anime girl. So here I've been, going my whole life knowing that the Nightmare on Elm Street movies would be great if only, well, it'd get the Fate Grand Order treatment. And so for years, I've trudged my whole life with this burden until Kotobukiya, blessed Kotobukiya, announced in 2013 a new series in their Bishoujo line. A series of horror icons as sexy anime girls. Finally. So Kotobukiya, one of the most popular producers of anime figures in Japan, has a whole line of statues of sexy fictional ladies called Bishoujo. The characters featured in the Bishoujo series have mostly been characters from things like Street Fighter, Tekken, and various Marvel and DC series. But there are also a couple of miscellaneous characters in there, like Tali from Mass Effect, Mara Jade from Star Wars, and Wolf from Metal Gear. And then, of course, in 2014, a new series of horror icons got added to the line in a series called Horror Bishoujo. And from there, Japan did what Japan does best. They turned non-anime characters into cute and/or sexy anime girls. The first statues in the set were Freddy and Jason, who were teased in 2013 but released in 2014. It's hard to say whether or not Kotobukiya intended for the Horror Bishoujo series to be a consistent series rather than a one-off Freddy versus Jason thing that it kinda seemed to be at first. But in any case, Freddy and Jason sold well enough for Kotobukiya to expand the line in 2016 with Edward Scissorhands, and again a few months later in 2017 with Chucky and Chucky's bride Tiffany. I find the addition of Edward Scissorhands especially interesting, by the way, not just because everyone else in the series is from a slasher film, but because Edward Scissorhands is a creepy movie, but it's not a horror movie, you know? In fact, IMDb has it listed as drama, romance, and fantasy. But I don't like dwelling on this too much since, let's be real for a minute, her design is the best one of the bunch, and she is my waifu, and I'll fight for her honor! The most recent additions to this series, at least as of when I am making this video, are actually up for pre-order right now, and they're Ash Williams from The Evil Dead and Pinhead from Hellraiser, both of whom are scheduled to be released in February of 2019. Funny story, literally the same day I finished recording and editing the audio for this video, the very same day they put pre-orders up for their other newest addition to this series, they couldn't, in good faith, turn some of the icons of horror and slasher movies into anime girls without including Michael Myers, now could they? And she's scheduled for release just a few months after Pinhead and Ash Williams, May of 2019. In my experience, reactions that these statues exist tend to be anywhere from love-struck to existential dread. It truly is a sight to behold. And you know, that is what inspired me to make this video. Actually, the tragic realization that not everybody knows that the prolific illustrator, Mr. Shunya Yamashita himself, designed a whole ongoing line of Bishoujo statues of horror movie characters, and I, for one, feel like everyone deserves to know that out there in the world, these exist. So please, take a moment, if you will, and take this all in. By all means, admire these anime Halloween goddesses, behold their existence, their lovely designs, and honestly, the quality of the statues themselves, too. Like, these aren't cheap Funko Pops or something like that, no. These are nice statues for nice people with nice taste, and I swear to God this video isn't sponsored, but honestly, Kotobukiya, if you're watching this, throwing it out there, my DMs are open. If this series continues, I got a long list of characters I'd like to see get turned into sexy anime ladies, but I think my top 3 would be Dr. Phibes, Bela Lugosi's Dracula, and Ghostface from Scream. But I watch a lot of horror movies, so I got a pretty long list of honorable mentions. Be sure to comment with some of your top choices for characters you'd like to see added to this series too. Slashers, horror, or even just creepy and aesthetically dark movies seem to be on the table, so hey, sky's the limit. And on that note, there it is! You now know why you might run into an anime girl version of one of your favorite horror movie stars the next time you're at an anime convention, or possibly even the mall. Yeah, fun fact, Freddy, Jason, and Tiffany have been sold at Hot Topic, and honestly, that's
somehow doesn't seem surprising to me.
And if you happen to own one of these, be sure to share how you like it. I'm too poor to collect statues myself, so allow me, at least, to savor the idea of having one of these look at me from my desk every morning vicariously through your comments. Bishoujo Edward Scissorhands is best Edward Scissorhands.